Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Dreambound. I have had such a busy past few weeks that I forgot about recording this. I'm literally recording it the day before. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I'm really good at what I do, I think. Whatever. Anyways, I'll say I remember what we did last time. I don't. I think we're in Kaine's head. I think. Because we're living with Kaine in the future, and in the past we're in Kaine's head. Let's start. We're in the past right now. We just had the whole sleepover. Kaine knows their feelings. He thinks they're gonna confess. They probably would have. He interrupted because mood. I'm not having that when we're sharing a bed. That's uncomfortable. Anyways, let's start. So, Kaine met up with Noah later that day, once Noah had finished introducing himself to the art club. Oh yeah, he's gonna do art club. It took Noah a lot longer than he said it would, but Kaine didn't mind much. He was just happy to see Noah getting out there and trying something different. Girl, I bet. Together they left the school building, both of them beating their way through the town. Oh yeah, because he said he was gonna, tutor him or whatever. As they walked, their souls slapping against the asphalt, Kaine gave Noah a crooked smile. Things weren't quite back to the way they always were, but they were close enough. They were close enough, at least, for Kaine to nudge Noah in the side with his elbow. So, how was art club? Are you gonna be a pompous fine art student now? Please. Noah scoffed dismissively. Even if I was a pompous fine art student, which I most definitely am not, I'd still be more palatable than the way you act. Dang! Get got, Kaine. Is that so? That is so. You can be so annoying sometimes. Only because we've known each other for so long. I don't tease anybody else like this, you know. Lucky me. Noah rolled his eyes. Then after adjusting the strap of his school bag on his shoulder, he looked back towards Kaine. It was fine, though. Everybody seemed nice. I'm glad to hear it. It'd be good if Noah can make a few more friends, especially friends who share his appreciation of the arts. I don't mind being his bestie, of course, but it can't hurt to branch out a bit more. I need to remember that because we're in Kaine's head, I'm supposed to be doing his voice the whole time, because I just gave Noah my regular voice, and oh well. If you talked... I gave him his Chad voice too. So upset at myself. If he talked to more people, maybe he wouldn't have gotten so stuck on August. No, for real. Speaking of which, by the way, do you know what you might want to get August? What is his birthday coming up? No, I thought you were supposed to be coming up with the idea. What? Huh? And why would that be my responsibility? Well, you were the one who suggested the shopping trip, and you're the one who knows him the best. You two are always chatting. You talked to him too. Noah's response was a curt one, almost defensive. He pouted, and when he did, Kaine found that he hadn't the heart to be exasperated. Not me. Fix your attitude. I really am the mom friend. Besides, you'll be getting him a present too, right? Surely you must have some thoughts on a thought of some ideas. Well, if we match, then we'll just be getting him the same gift, dum-dum. We should not be getting him the exact same gift, or anything in the similar... I mean, I guess we can get similar gifts, but... I guess. It's nothing groundbreaking, though. I just thought I'd pick him up a new game or something. He seemed to like the ones I brought over to his place last night. Right, then maybe I could... Oh, no you don't. We can't both buy him games. This was my idea, think of your own. Dude, he likes, photography, artsy stuff. Get him something like that. Paint him something, draw him something. I'm sure he'd like that. People are so... You don't have to buy someone something. I don't know, I like handcrafted stuff so much better. I think it's cutie or whatever. You're so stingy. I'm just trying to help. He'll appreciate it more if you put some thought into it. Got him! Get ruined. I have been putting thought into it. I still don't know what I'm going to get him, though. That's the problem. Well, it should be obvious. You just need to get him something soppy he'll remember. That'll make it even easier for me to pick him out something low effort. Nice. A laughing Kaine ducked into their local game store and then picked out something inoffensive he thought August would like. Noah was still standing there, looking lost in thought when Kaine returned. Oh. Though he thought he saw Noah's eyes light up, as he walked over to him. Oh, sorry, that was supposed to mean more excited oh, and I guess I did not give it that energy. That face was the face Noah always made when he was struck upon the solution of a complicated math question. It was an expression Kaine would recognize anywhere. You got an idea? Yeah, just wait here. I think I can see something. Noah headed off, leaving Kaine to stare after his retreating back. We can't go shopping together? Why not? Now I wonder what's gotten him so worked up. It's rare to see Noah this enthusiastic. He's always been so grouchy. It's nice to see another side of him, I guess. That's really sad that in, like, the entire time you've known each other, he's never been excited about anything. Other than this guy he met-ish. But did he ever get this worked out about any of my birthdays? Probably not. Probably not. He doesn't value the people around him, not like he would learn that from his parents. Noah came back a few minutes later, clutching a carrier bag to his chest. Kaine peeped in the bag and then raised an eyebrow. I bet it's art stuff. There's no way it's not. You bought him a plant? Really? Oh. Noah, you really don't think outside the box. I know he had like 5 plants in his room. You're the worst gay ever. Yeah, so what? A blush spreads across his cheeks, one which mirrored the blush he'd worn last night when August had suggested they all share a bed. What's wrong with plants? They're nice. They're nice enough, I guess. But it's not the sort of gift I'd give to a guy. Kaine, a guy can want a plant. Bitch. That'd be sexist. It seems more like something your mom would like. Oh, shut up. I think it's cute. Well... Kaine grinned and then ruffled the top of Noah's head. I can agree with that, at least. August is into sentimental stuff like this, so who knows? Maybe it'll be right up his alley. It's a plant. It's more unique, at least, than your gift. I think a video game is possibly more, unless he's, like, really into plants, which I can't remember if he is or not. I wouldn't necessarily say the plant is more unique than the game. I think they're both kind of equally unique. I don't know. Well, I can't argue with that. I can. Still, I think my gift's pretty cool. You can actually play games. What can you do with a plant? I don't know, water it? That doesn't sound very exciting. Taking care of plants isn't meant to be exciting. It's rewarding. Who is this again? Yo, Noah. Hey, Noah. Kaine frowned, bemused, as a loud voice cut through the relative stillness of the streets. A boy was dashing over them, one flyaway hair and bright blue eyes. Oh, this is someone like they started talking about because they were, I think they either died or they were next to die. And all we've learned is he's annoying. His uniform was the same as Noah's and Kaine's, and he was short. You're short. I say like I'm not 5 feet tall. Despite his diminutive stature, however, he had no shortage of energy. Rude energy. Kaine thought he recognized him. Was that jerk that bumped into Noah earlier? So much for not seeing him again. Hey, you, what do you want? Oh, man. Did I do something to upset you? I'm so sorry. That look you're giving me is pretty scary. No, it's fine, Kaine. Noah intercepted before Kaine could say something curt. His voice resigned. I know him. We're both in Miss Rose's art club. This is Luca. Luca, you die later, so Sorry, that's rude. Putting a name to the face didn't make Kaine like him anymore, but if Noah said it was fine, then... That's me, and you must be Kaine. Noah told me a bit about you. Oh! Lucas stared at the bags Noah and Kaine were holding. And these are presents you said you were going to buy for this special someone? Why would you tell this obviously rude person who does not like you something like that? Noah, you're a smart kid. I know you are. You're acting real dumb right now. Kaine didn't like the stress Luca put on special someone. There was something unsettling about it. Yeah, he's a bully. What did Noah tell him exactly? It's our friend's birthday tomorrow, so we came to pick out some presents. Oh, how sweet. I'm sure she'll love them. He. Oh. He. My bad. I was expecting a girl. I'm sure he'll love them. I can't wait to see what you'll get at me on my birthday, Noah. Luca grinned. It was a smug smile, one which looked vastly too self-important. I think my intuition was right on the money. I can't stand this kid. Me neither, dude. What an ass. I'd love to hang around and chat, but I should be heading off soon. My cousin's gonna visit me later, so Mom told me to come back early. I'll see you, Noah. Bye-bye. Bye? Luca beamed and then turned to depart, not before bending down to retrieve a piece of folded paper by Noah's feet. Did he drop something, or did he just come over all environmentally conscious? I mean, he probably just picked it up. I don't know. Well, whatever. It's not my problem. Kaine watched Luca depart, his lips pursed with distaste. He had a lot to say about Luca, but none of it was positive. In the end, all he settled on was, that kid's like a hurricane. Tell me about it. Kaine just hoped as Luca departed that he wouldn't prove to be as dangerous as a hurricane, too. There was something pretty strange about the way he was talking to Noah. Seriously, what's his deal? I don't know. I don't know if it's like bully flirting or just bullying, period. Either way, not okay. The following school day passed in something of a blur. It seemed like the whole class knew it was August's birthday because dozens of people, girls mostly, stopped by his desk to wish him many happy returns, even girls from other classes. Ugh. Kaine whistled Kaine whistled amused as he sat with Noah and August during lunch period, a small smile playing about his lips. Get a load of you. I didn't realize you were Mr. Popular. I'm a bit surprised myself. I haven't been here all that long. I didn't think I'd had enough time to make such a big impression. Nah, you're underestimating yourself. You have loads of good points. I'm not so sure about that. I am. Just ask Noah here. Can you not be that person? What? Noah, who had been in the middle of drinking some... Yeah, I'm sure he did. It seemed a small miracle, really, he hadn't spat the orange juice all over Kaine's shirt. What are you talking about, Kaine? Why are you bringing me into this? Well, why not? You're a prime example, aren't you? Of somebody who's been swayed by August's charm. If anybody out there can tell him what his good points are, it's you. Oh, please. Noah glanced away, red-faced. Stop being such a weirdo. You're gonna put me off my lunch. Why? Because I asked you to say a few nice things about August? I have plenty of nice things I could say, just not now. It's kind of awkward. Why is it awkward? It's August's birthday. I don't think there's any better time to compliment him. I guess. Noah squirmed in his seat, still red-faced, something which made Kaine smile. He might not be baby-faced like August, but he's plenty cute himself. I don't know about that. I wonder how Noah would react if I told him that. I don't know, and I don't think it's the time for it. Not too positively knowing him. My hope would be that we wouldn't say that right now in this weird state of time. I was thinking about saving the sappy stuff for later, though, when I've actually gotten a chance to give you your present. You know what? The stuttering is canon. I don't know why I'm stuttering so much right now, but it's canon. Kaine is right, though. You do have a lot of good qualities. I don't think it's too surprising that our whole class would want to wish you a happy birthday, is all. You too. August looked between Kaine and August, and then he beamed. I think this really might be the best birthday I've ever had. I'm happy I could help. It must have been rough moving around as much as you did, but don't worry, I have your back. I mean, Noah likes you a lot, so I've got to look out for you. He'd be devastated if anything happened, which is crazy because he's been here for like a month. It's kind of the same energy. I've said it before and I'll say it again. It's like Free, where they weren't with each other that long. And they just had this obsession with each other that was weird, and it lasted for years. For years! Or like Phoenix Wright. I haven't seen the show, but just from the games, they're with each other for maybe at least like a school semester. No, not even, because Miles like leaves in the middle of the like school year because his dad dies. Oh, that's a spoiler, by the way. But like, and then he went into law because he was obsessed with Miles forever. What do you mean? Can you guys? I need you to lock in. That's what I need. I need you to lock in. Lunch soon came to an end. The lessons which ensued were all dull and drab. The final bell rang, signaling the end of the school day. Students rose en masse, stretching, and deposited their books unceremoniously into their bags. A few more people paused by August's desk to wish him a happy birthday before they left, but the classroom eventually cleared of people. Soon, August, Kaine, and Noah were the only people left. Kaine finished putting his belongings away and then looked at Noah. Askins? I don't know what that means. Ready to go? I got a job by the art club. I left my sketchbook there yesterday. You guys go ahead, all right? Huh, now that's strange. I thought he would have jumped a bit to walk back home with August, especially on his birthday. It's a special occasion, but whatever. I'm sure they'll meet up later anyway. Cool, see you later then. I'll see you, Noah. Weird. Kaine and August both waved Noah goodbye and then set off. The sun was still high in the sky, and the path they cut through the mountains was brightly lit. The sun overhead was a pureless azure blue, and the leaves on the trees which shifted about looked particularly vivid. This is the kind of scene that Noah would probably want to paint. Oh, that's Kaine. My bad. He thought that, though. He knows nothing about plants, but he's great at painting them. I guess he figures he doesn't need to know what everything's called to appreciate how beautiful it is. Hey, Kaine? Kaine frowned. He'd been so caught up in his own thoughts he hadn't been giving the birthday boy much attention. Now that he thought about it, however, this wasn't an unusual turn of events. Kaine didn't often spend time with August alone, just the two of them. Whenever they hung out, Noah was always with them. Well, duh, Noah was the one who first took an interest in August. We wouldn't all be hanging out if it wasn't for him. This might be a bit sappy. August laughed bashfully, once again drawing Kaine from his internal monologue. And I don't want to make things awkward or weird or whatever, but if I'm being too sentimental, I'll knock it off, but I meant what I said, in the classroom. The classroom? Yeah, over lunch, I said that this was the best birthday I had ever had. And that wasn't an exaggeration. My last birthday was kind of sad, actually. And the one before that. And the one before that. Wanly, August smiled. Since I've moved around so much, I've never really had the chance to settle down. It's hard to make friends when you keep getting uprooted every couple months or so. After a while, I guess I figured there wasn't much point in trying to reach out to people. I didn't want to get too attached. It was pretty lonely, but it's different now with you and Noah. It feels like you're really going out of your way to make me feel welcome, and I don't know. I thought I'd tell you, while I have the chance, that I appreciate it. That's all. I see. Kaine looked at August mutely for a moment, digesting this speech. Then he smiled. You're right, that is pretty sappy. But I don't mind. It's your birthday, so you're allowed to lay it on a little thick. Birthdays are supposed to be emotional. But you don't gotta thank me, It's not like I'm going out of my way to accommodate you or anything. It's easy being nice to you. And do you want to know why? Why? This will be groundbreaking. I know. Riley Kaine grinned. Oh god. I know, it's like this triangle's so stinky and gross. He took a step towards August, their sides brushing. Then, winding an arm around his shoulder, he said, "It's because you're a nice person." Oh, girl, you got me tripping. Whew, okay, good, great. No way. Yes way. It's very shocking, I know, but that's the truth. If people want to be nice to you, it's because you're nice to them first, especially Noah. He likes you a lot, I got that impression. He's always been so sweet to me. It makes me happy, too. That's because he's sweet on you. It's pretty darn obvious, too. Wait, what? Wait, hold on, go back. Yeah, okay, great. I'm sure he must have noticed. Noah might think he's being cool about it, but he doesn't really do subtle. Yeah, he is. So be sweet to him in return, alright? You better be suitably enthusiastic when Noah gets around to giving you his present. He spent a lot of time picking it out. He'd be sad if you didn't like it. I'm sure I will. Why wouldn't I? August smiled guilelessly, his blonde hair What? Oh, his blonde head of hair backlit by the sun. Ugh, God, can you do less angelic picture painting for me, please? He held one hand to his chest, his face positively radiant. I'd cherish anything that Noah would give me. Any gift from him would be priceless. Kaine fell silent as he observed August. He had expected this answer, more or less, and yet he knew he should have been happy, but despite that, he couldn't quell the unease with which was beginning to curl at the pit of his stomach. Kaine said goodbye to August, and then he headed back home. Yeah, I figured. Girl, this is your room? You look boring. Oh, he got his music out? He got his screen so he can look at Megan Thee Stallion? Yeah, I know he's a Megan Thee Stallion man. I know that. He said, I gotta get my workouts. He does hot girl summer. He let himself inside and then spent the evening like he usually would, going over his notes from the day's lessons and working on his homework. Kaine's father was more hands-off than both of Noah's parents, but he had drummed the importance of studying into his only son from a young age. Older Kaine voice, I guess. If you want to be as successful as I am, Kaine, then you need to take your studies seriously. Apply yourself. I know studying isn't very fun, but you'll thank me for it in the future. I'm saying this for your own good. That was what Kaine's father had said to him, though that must have been years ago. This had been back when Kaine was in elementary school. Damn! And his father had still shown a modicum of interest in his schoolwork. Sorry your dad doesn't like you that much. Now, however, Kaine sighed as he went through his math homework. It was August's birthday. Noah had probably arranged to meet him already so he could hand him the plant. They'd probably be together as the sun set while Kaine was on his own, shut up in his room. Did you give him your gift or what? His friends were too busy with one another to pay him much heed, and his father. Kaine, dear. Another random British lady voice, I guess. A voice from downstairs jolted Kaine from his thoughts. He dropped his pen, which hit the desk and fell onto the floor. Well, it's no big deal. I wasn't paying attention anyways. Kaine, dinner's ready. All right, Mom. I'll be down in a second. Kaine rose from his desk and then stretched, relieved for the interruption. Kaine's mother, at least, was always around, even when his father wasn't. She was a kind woman, though the years hadn't been kind to her in turn. She was in her mid-40s, but she looked older. Damn, can you be kind to her? Damn, she said, you're old. Rory lines had scored beneath her eyes and her forehead, well before her time. Show me a picture. I bet she's gonna be hot. Show me. Dang, you got that rich house. It's because she frets too much. I wonder if that's where I inherited it from. Man, I hope I don't end up with wrinkles like her. So, what do you think? Kaine's mother looked at her son from across the tabletop. Oh, I don't get to see her. Guess I'll just cry. A little too eager to please. I made your favorite for dinner today. I hope you like it. Right, thanks. Kaine tried to sound appropriately enthusiastic, but it was no small order. It was hard to be excited by a pan-seared salmon. Pan-smeared? Oh, God. Even it had been prepared with his favorite lemon sauce, when his thoughts were otherwise preoccupied. For whatever reason, he couldn't stop thinking about Noah. Yeah, for whatever reason. Wink, wink, wink. Kaine's mother was a good cook. It was her passion for the culinary arts which had sparked Kaine's own interest in the subject, but he could hardly taste his salmon. It might as well have been cardboard. Everything seemed to have lost its flavor lately, and everything looked so dull, too, and lifeless. Kaine sighed, and his mother, sensing his dour mood... Door is crazy. I think I need to go to bed. I've been sleeping all day because I got sick. Again, as per usual. Clicked his tongues. I wonder if it's supposed to be her. Poor dear. I know you must have been feeling lonely lately, but try not to worry. Kaine glanced at his mother from across the table. His hand curled around his fork. Has she figured out how I've been feeling? My guy, you have a pretty obvious face, like peace and love. I didn't tell her about Noah in August, though. How would she know? Well, he hasn't been over in a while. I guess it's not too hard to figure out. My mother is pretty perceptive. I know what this is about. And believe me, it's hard for me, too. Oh, she thinks it's about your dad. It's hard not to feel neglected, maybe. But your father's been very busy with work. He can't help it. His job's been awfully demanding, but I'm sure things will quiet down now in the office eventually. Girl, if it hasn't been quiet since this kid's been in elementary school, I don't think it's ever gonna get quiet, if I'm honest. Then we'll be able to spend more time together as a family. Doesn't that sound nice, Kaine, dear? The dinner table would be a lot livelier then, if nothing else. You and your father always did get along well. Oh, Kaine exhaled. His mother had been talking about his father, after all. I guess that makes sense. Now that he thought about it, in fact, he couldn't remember the last time his father had joined them at the dinner table. He had been working overtime for the last couple of months, and he was often mysteriously busy during the weekends, too. So he's a cheater, huh? I'm playing. Or am I? Kaine had wondered about this, but he hadn't given too much thought. His father had always been a brisk, busy man. Even when he was at home, he had little time left to spare for his wife or son. Don't have a family then. Kiss, kiss. If his mother had thought that his father's If his mother had thought that his father's presence at the table would liven things up, she was deluding herself. Rude. Meals with Kaine's father were as scintillating as a funeral procession. Get it ruined. Scintillating. Hey, Spider-Man, can you get down, please? Yeah. My cat is flying around like Spot. Why is my bed so far out? What? You're so tall. Like a villain. Ooh, she's so scary up there. Anyways. Kaine didn't say this, however. There was a lot he couldn't say to his mother, no matter how much he loved her. Instead, he tried to smile. It wasn't a very convincing smile, but it was the best he could manage. Yeah, I know. I'll try to look on the bright side. Thanks, Mom. Don't mention it. I'm always here to cheer you up, no matter what's weighing on you. You can count on me. Sure. Kaine looked back down at his dinner. He had hoped at the close of this supposed heart-to-heart, his salmon might look more palatable. I doubt it. But that was wishful thinking. Dude, like, it wasn't really like a real heart-to-heart. Like, she just assumed something about you that was wrong, and then you went, well, time to hide my feelings from my mom so it doesn't hurt her feelings. That's that Steven Universe business. The smell was enough to make Kaine shudder. In a good way or a bad way? Oh, in a bad way. Got it. All of a sudden, he didn't think he could stomach it. Kaine retreated upstairs after his miserable meal to the safe sanctuary of his bedroom. He spent the next hour re-reviewing his notes and finishing up his homework. Kaine tended to devote his time to schoolwork while he was at home, not because he adored studying above all else. In truth, he found it rather tedious, but because it gave him something to do. It was a distraction. Do you have friends? I'm just asking for a friend. Do you have other friends? Because it seems like just like Noah was obsessed with August, you're obsessed with Noah. And neither of you have any other friends. Like, peace and love. Yeah, I don't think you need a lot of friends, but I do think you need more than one friend. If they're not, if you're putting this big romantic weird thing on it. What are you doing? Ugh, she's being weird. My cat's being weird. It was hard to exist in his parents' home without keeping himself occupied. This is why I'd rather be hanging out with Noah right now. But I guess that isn't an option. I wouldn't want to interrupt anything, and who knows, maybe it's good to put a little bit more distance between us. Absence makes the heart grow fonder, as they say. It was late at night, almost 10 p.m., when Kaine was finally finished with his schoolwork. He stretched yawning and then padded over to his bed. Once there, he collapsed, the mattress depressing beneath his weight with a dull thud. With sightless eyes, Kaine stared up at the ceiling. Ooh, that's a cool way to say that. His bedroom was full of shadows, and the light on his bedside table did little to diminish them. The sky beyond his window, meanwhile, was pitch black. Now what should I do? I could read a book, maybe, but I don't know if I can really focus. What the fuck was that? That wasn't a whoop jump scare. I don't know what that was. I thought I just heard my door close. My roommate's in bed. And I just texted her. I was like, hey, did you just open and close my door? She said no. This nightmare fuel. Nightmare fuel. I literally, like, heard it open and close. I heard it close, and I was like, what? My cat's in the room. I guess I just didn't close it all the way. It closes all the way. Anyways, okay. So, Kaine was busy turning various options over in his head, none which really appealed. when he heard the distant sound of the front door being opened. Oh my god, it was the game. Wait. Do it again. Fuck. I literally got up and checked around my apartment because it freaked me out. It was just the game. Stupid. Anyways. Anyways, whatever. Was that his father? Sorry, my roommate's like, I cannot with you. Making me think we had some home invader. Ugh, bro. Whatever, anyway. He was working late today. I think it's just some sort of record. I think this is some sort of record, even for him. I need to lock in. Kaine could hear, though faintly, the sound of voices drifting from the entrance hall. He wasn't sure what exactly his mother was saying. She spoke so softly. Kaine sometimes did have difficulty hearing her when they were both sitting at the dinner table, but he did hear his father's reply. It's fine. There's nothing wrong. Don't worry. Then was another hush. Then, I said it's fine. Don't nag me, please. It's been a busy day, and I'm tired. Now stand aside. I'm just about ready for bed. Your dad kind of sounds like he sucks. Kaine's brow furrowed. What was this about his mother nagging his father? I mean, probably my guesses are either A, she wants him to come home sooner, B, she thinks he's cheating. Were they having a fight? This was new. Kaine's parents had something of a strained relationship, but they didn't really argue. It wasn't possible, given his mother was so meek. Okay, well, people get sick of things. Kaine. She must have really been worried to start questioning her husband. Her concern was understandable, though it was very late. Had his father been at the office this whole time? I doubt it. Kaine had never really pondered what his father did for a living, but even he found it faintly unbelievable. What the hell is my old man playing at exactly? What's going on? Kaine had a few theories, but he didn't want to dwell on it too much. The possibilities were too depressing. It was much easier to think about Noah. I'm sure it did. Kaine laid back in his bed, letting the thoughts drift. They melted together like oil paints on a canvas, running into one another until... Oh. This is the past. So they're doing this dream-ish in the past. Huh? Kaine's body jolted. It felt momentarily as though the air had been sucked from his lungs, leaving him breathless. His body felt weightless and far too heavy all at the same time. He was floating. Or maybe he was falling? Kaine's stomach churned. His head pounded. He reached out, groping through the darkness for something to grab hold of as he fell, faster and faster. And then, as soon as it had started, the strange sensation abated. He could feel the ground beneath his soles reassuringly solid. Shakily, he inhaled. What the hell was that? Was it an earthquake? That would explain the shaking, but it didn't explain the breathless, weightless feeling which had taken over him. Maybe I'm going crazy. Maybe I've been studying too much. They do say all work and no play is bad for you. Kaine rubbed his eyes with the back of his arm and then looked around. Not that there was much to look at. His surroundings were completely black. Am I still in my bedroom? Kaine took a few hesitant steps forward. He was fearful as he moved. The ground might open up beneath him again, and he'd start falling. But to his relief, it remained solid. That's one small mercy, at least. Kaine navigated his way through the dark, his arms outstretched, zombie-like. He didn't know what was lurking in the shadows, and he didn't want to find out. I need to figure out how to get back to my room. I need to figure out what's happening. I wonder if the same thing happened to Mom and Dad. Are they all right? Kaine continued to shuffle through the darkness, doubts about his parents running through his head when... nuts. Not so rough. If you leave marks, then... Oh, are you coming over all squeamish now? Familiar voice. Okay, great. That's very cute. So it's like his dad or something. But it's a bit too late to play coy. I thought you liked when I left marks. I do, but if anyone in the office... yeah. Okay, great. They won't find out. Not if you're extra careful. I'm reading this normally because I'm reading no airy voice. Airy the way they want me to. I'm not reading it like that. Weep womp. Now stop being so difficult. You don't want me to punish you, do you? No, but... Then play along. There's a good girl. Ew, sorry, you have to hear your dad like that. That's cringe, my guy. Kaine frowned. Me too, girl. Me too. Me too. He thought he could hear a couple of voices, faint and indistinct, though, as they were. One of the voices belonged to a woman. That much was indisputable. It was soft and breathy. Sensuously so. Yeah, I'm sure it is. And then there was something seductive about it. Yeah, I wonder why. I wonder why. As for the other voice, meanwhile. But if you keep doing this, somebody will notice. Our colleagues are getting suspicious. There's only so many times that you can ask to see me in your office before people talk. So what? Let them talk. I couldn't care less about what other people think. Not when we're together. Right now, you're the only person I care about. Even if you are being a bad girl right now. I hate men, I hate men, I hate men, I hate men. Ew, 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 ew. Ew, 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 ew. Ew, 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 ew. Gross, gross, gross. Kaine thought he recognized it. Oh, girl, I recognize it too. It's a voice he had heard before, many times in fact. Though never in the context quite like this. It'd be really uncomfortable if you had. This voice, emanating from the darkness, bore a striking resemblance to a voice which had told Kaine to keep his nose to the grindstone and take his grades seriously, to worry about his future. It sounded an awful lot like... Dad? Kaine took a hesitant step forward, then another. Braver than me. I'd be like, no, we're turning around town. Oh, well, this is an office. The darkness undulated around him with every footstep. It rippled just like fabric, then melted to reveal an office. I'm uncomfortable. The office was dimly lit, the sky beyond the glass windows dark blue. Oh, look. Who guessed it was cheating? 10 points to you if you guessed cheating. Who's shocked? No. Freaking nobody. It's always the same freaking thing. He's out late and he's not coming home and he's always gone and then he's distant and she says something, he calls her crazy, and then obviously they're cheating. Duh. Duh, 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 duh. The sun had already set, and the spacious, sophisticated room was illuminated by only a few lights. As dim as the lighting was, however, Kaine could see exactly what was happening. He could see it only too well. There was a woman lying on the imposing desk in the middle of the room. She was a pretty woman, blonde with lots of curls. Kaine couldn't get a good look at her face, but he saw that she had smooth skin and bright red lips, just like cherries. You're really taking in a lot of details, huh? Sweet sighs spilled from her lips at irregular intervals, coaxed from her by her partner. The woman looked to be young, in her early 20s if that, but the man who was with her, no way. Kaine recognized him, just as he'd recognized his voice. Shock upon shock. He was distinguished enough to look... Sorry, I'm... No, I don't want to. This sucks. Brought into a dream to see this. Nightmare. Because, like, it's not here. Ew. Sorry, I'm laughing because I'm uncomfortable. Okay, anyway. He was a distinguished enough looking gentleman despite his advanced years. His dark hair was streaked with white, and there were wrinkles beneath his eyes and about his mouth. But he wasn't unattractive. Yeah, he is, because he's a cheater. What? I saw what I said. Kaine's mother liked to reminisce fondly about how very handsome he had been when they had first met. The moment I saw him, I knew it was love at first sight. He knocked me off my feet. Oh, I'm sure he did. I stood no chance against him, really. How could anybody resist? Oh, I don't like those words. Kaine's mother had been the first to tame his heart, but she hadn't been the last. It seemed that his appeal had not been diminished over the years. Not if the not if the way the blonde woman writhed was any indication. Right. She gasped as Kaine's father pressed their bodies together. Great, wow. And then everything went black once again. Kaine's guts lurched. I'm sure they did. And he gasped. And then with wide eyes, the world burst into existence around him, his darkening bedroom erupting from the shadows as though he had never left it. You know, here's my thing. I don't know why we got dragged into Dreamworld to watch that. That was really uncomfortable for everyone here, I think. It was as though that scene in the darkened office with his father and the blonde woman had never happened. Yikes. But Kaine knew this to be wishful thinking. What had just happened, what he had just seen, it couldn't have been a dream. It was far too vivid. What was that then? Some sort of vision? An omen? Or did that really happen? Is that happening right now? Isn't he home? I don't know, but Kaine groaned. He pressed both of his palms to his face, grinding the heel of his hands into his eyes. His head was aching. He felt dazed and disoriented, and more than a little sick, but one thing remained clear. I have to tell somebody about this. If I don't, I think I'll go insane. Yeah, I would too. Oh, chapter 4. Welcome home. Welcome home. Oh, we're in the future. Relief. Sweet relief. Thank goodness. Absolutely awful, terrifying, nightmare fuel. Oh my god. Okay. It was around 6 p.m. when Kaine got back from work, just like he had said on the note he had affixed to this fridge. Oh, we're back to being Noah. Got it. Kaine looked very weary after this day he spent in the office. His skin was uncomfortably sallow. His eyes were underscored with bags. Kaine looked so rough. Noah couldn't suppress a flicker of worry for his childhood friend. He always tells me to take care of myself. He should look in a mirror before he starts coming out with all that. Okay, well, the difference is you are an absolute recluse who will not eat food. He's just tired. That is very, very, very different. Bish. Noah tried to keep his voice even, however, smooth and unbothered when he spoke to Kaine. Busy day? When isn't it? Kaine sighed as he slid his shoes off at the front door. I can't say I've been sleeping very well lately, so that doesn't help. I can tell. You look, not to be a jerk, but you look like a mess. Well, it's unlike you to compliment me so much. Kaine chuckled and Noah sighed. I don't need to flatter your ego. We've known each other long enough. Yeah, we have. But white lies exist for a reason. Do you want me to tell you that you look like a fashion model then? Could you? Honestly, that'd make me feel a lot better. Fine, you look runway ready. Honestly, you gotta get more sleep. It'll do you wonders. Says you. Kaine snorted. You're such a hypocrite. And it's your fault, you know. That last night was so rough. Why? Because you had to sleep on the couch? I did say you could use the bed. No, not that. My couch is pretty comfortable, actually. I can just tell by looking at it. Kaine's job must be pretty good. He definitely makes a lot of money. It was harder to sleep, is all, because I was so busy worrying. I swear if I get any wrinkles, I'm going to cry. What exactly were you worrying about? About you, of course. Oh. Well, maybe I should have expected that. Yeah, you should have. He's always fussing about me. You don't need to worry about me, you know. I'm fine. I'd like to think so. You look a lot better than usual, at least. Thanks. You look worse. Something weird is going on, and I hate to be leaving you here alone. I know I'm probably being paranoid here, but... I mean, I understand, but I feel fine. I don't really feel like I'm in danger. People often don't before bad things happen to them. Noah frowned. He thought once again of the news report, which he had heard of a few hours ago. Did Kaine know about Luca? How could he approach the subject, though? What was the most natural way to bring it up? Perhaps there was no natural way to let slip that a mutual acquaintance had recently died. It wasn't the sort of thing Noah had much experience in, though If these murders keep continuing as they have, I'm sure I'll get better at it. Like most things in life, it just requires a bit of practice. I'm not sure if you've heard already, but Luca, he died. Noah surveyed Kaine intently, scrutinizing every subtle shift in his expression. He was unsure what exactly he was expecting, but... Oh, right. Luca, huh? Well, I'd rather that it's him and not you. Detached indifference, wasn't it? Kaine didn't even look a little bit shocked by the news. It was as if he'd almost been waiting for it. Did he know already? Well, I mean, same, but that's not really the point. Did you know about it already? Kaine nodded. Yeah, I did. An article came up about it when I was in the office. Right. Well, that would explain his lack of reaction. I'm not telling him anything he doesn't know already. And, what do you think about it? Do you want me to think anything about it in particular? I don't know. I just thought you might have an opinion, that's all. I mean, we did go to school with the guy. You want my opinion? Kaine's expression hardened. I think the guy was a jerk, and it couldn't have happened to a better person. Period! Really? That doesn't sound like Kaine at all. I don't think you really know Kaine, my guy. I think there's a whole side of Kaine that you don't know anything about. Every word. The guy was a dick, Noah. Didn't he harass you when we were back in school? That's true. The guy was a manipulative jackass all over. And that feels like something of an understatement. But I don't know if he deserved to die. Maybe he does, I just don't know. I never said anything about him deserving it. I'm sure there are some other people out there who'll be upset about it, but I can't count myself among them, that's all. I'm not going to act all caught up about the plight of some guy I haven't spoken to in years who went out of his way to be a jerk to my best friend. That's all there is to it. Well, I guess that does make sense. Why would Kaine be upset about this? It's not like he and Luca were close. I wonder why it's bothering me so much. Right, I get it. I only brought it up because I thought it was strange. Otherwise, I'd say, hey, forget the guy. Strange how? Luca's related to me just like Sebastian. Noah swallowed. And my parents. Well, you're not wrong about that. It's definitely not looking good. I mean, you do kind of seem to be in the middle of all this, yeah. You're telling me. I thought Luca might have been the target after I heard about Sebastian. Oh, wrong person. It would have fit the supposed pattern. It happened very suddenly, though. The killer didn't even give us a day before they struck again. Whoever they are, they're not exercising very much restraint. Do you think that they might just be impulsive or reckless? Reckless or in a hurry, who knows? If they're killing people in their dreams, maybe they're just worried that there's a time limit on these powers. So you think they're trying to get rid of their victims as quickly as possible while they have their chance? It could be. It's hard to say for sure. I'm just guessing. Well, you're right about Luca. You're not bad at making guesses. I've always been pretty good at problem solving. All right, Mr. Golden Child, give me a break. Kaine smiled, though the tiredness stayed in his eyes. There's my idea gone, though. I wonder who'll be next. Noah frowned. He steepled his fingers together, his brow furrowed together in thought, his expression pensive. He'd never missed Luca, but it did make him think of someone else. I wonder how Rosamie would feel about this, Noah mumbled. This more to himself than Kaine, but Kaine overheard regardless. What about Rosamie? Don't tell me you're worrying about her, too. I swear, you think of everyone except for yourself. She was kind of there for me in the end, after August. I wouldn't say we were friends exactly, but she didn't get along with Luca at all either. But they are siblings. Or were, rather. I guess living with Luca must have been tough. Noah's voice trailed off. He didn't want to think about what Luca might have been capable of. He manipulated me for months, that jerk. I could tell he enjoyed every single moment of it. I don't know how you didn't figure that out. He's got that big Oikawa manipulative energy about him. And I only saw him for like 2 seconds. But would he really do that to his own sister? Probably. I'd like to believe that even Luca had standards, but who knows with that guy. It would have been tough for her back then, but there's not much use worrying about her now. She probably doesn't even know about the Luca thing. I mean, she's been missing for years. She's been missing? What? Noah stared at Kaine, momentarily dumbstruck by this revelation. Rosamie went missing? Since when? Kaine pondered, his arms folded. She stopped coming to school around the same time you did. It caused a bit of stir at the time, with her being such a model student. Her parents sent the police out to look for her. It was all over the news. Months went by, but she never showed up. I don't think she was ever found. As far as anyone knows, she ran away from home. Maybe she had too much of Luca after all. Kaine smiled at Noah lopsidedly, perhaps hoping this joke would ease his frazzled nerves. It didn't. If anything, Noah felt more on edge. Wait, she had said something to me that she was running away, but I thought she would have gotten back in contact with her family at some point, or at least left a note. You said she still hasn't been found? Not as far as I know at this point. It's been 6 years. If she was ever going to show up, I think she would have done it by now. Hope she's okay. Peace and love, girl. Could she have been killed? The ease with which Kaine had said the word was almost alarming. He sounded so unconcerned about Rosamie. It made Noah's stomach churn. I mean, he low-key probably... It's not even that he doesn't care. It's something that I'd get. Like, I have a hard time feeling anything particularly for someone I don't know. Like, I've had people in my high school die, and I was just like, I recognize that that's sad, but I don't really feel anything past that. I get it. But why would Kaine care about her? He was never close to Rosamie. I don't even know if they ever spoke. All of these years, I never even thought about her. She ran away, and then I just forgot she existed. It's been 6 years. What the hell? She might have been, I guess. But her parents had the police do a pretty thorough search. They scoured the mountains and all the rivers, too. Nothing turned up. They didn't find a trace of Rosamie. She told you she was going to run away, and you didn't tell anyone? I was only concerned with myself back then, and I still am. And I ran away not so long after her, so no, I didn't tell anyone. For some reason, I thought she wouldn't really do it. It just didn't seem like her. She always acted like the perfect daughter. People are capable of doing all sorts of things, especially when they feel overwhelmed, trapped, or, I don't know, backed into a corner. Do you think Rosamie felt trapped? I have no clue. I couldn't tell you. I didn't know her well enough. I hope she managed to get far away and just decided to go no contact rather than... God, 6 years? Has it really been that long? How did I never hear about this? Did anyone else know? The whole town knew about it. It was a big thing. 2 teenagers disappeared nearly the exact same day. Of course, people talked about both of you. You knew she ran away, so why are you acting so angry about it? I don't know. I just felt like you could have told me. Would you have cared? Well, Look, Noah, I'm sorry if this sounds harsh, but you were in a bad way back then. You had enough problems of your own to deal with without all this shit with Rose and me to worry about. I didn't think you needed to know. Hell, I didn't even think you'd care. I didn't know you were close. It's just weird, I guess, hearing that no one was ever able to get back in contact with her. I thought somebody would have said something. I'm saying something now. 6 years later... Well, you never asked about her. It's a hell of a topic to just bring up out of the blue, too. How exactly did you think I was going to work it into a casual conversation? Hey, Noah, I've dropped by with some leftovers. Make sure to remember to eat and shower and stay hydrated. Oh, and by the way, do you remember Rosamie Bellworth? Yeah, she went missing 6 years ago, and we still don't know where she is. Okay, that'll be everything. Have a good day. Noah fell silent. Yeah, get him. He looked at his lap and pressed his lips into a line. Then quietly he mumbled, well, you don't have to be a dick about it. Yeah, I think he does, because you act all sorts of types of way, and you deserve to be put in your place. A lot. I'm not being a dick. I'm being practical. There would have been no point in worrying about this. I knew it would only make you feel bad, and it has. It's making me wonder whether you're in the right frame of mind to keep looking into this case if this stuff is shaking you so much. I don't want you worrying yourself into an early grave, not over people you barely knew. Is that foreshadowing? Are they telling me if I keep looking into this, which I really haven't had a choice, that I'll die? I don't need to know them to care about them. It's common decency. It's not like I'm distraught about this either. It's a lot to process, that's all. If I seem shaken, it's because it's a stressful situation. People are dying, Kaine. Of course I'm worried. I wish you wouldn't. It's not good for you. Yeah, well, I do a lot of things that aren't good for me. What's one more to add to the pile? I feel like that's all the more reason you shouldn't get involved. But you already said already that you'd help me. You aren't gonna go back on your word, are you? If I do, it'll be for your own good. I worry about you. I know you worry about me, but I'm more worried about all these people who keep dying. I can't sit around and do nothing. That might be a bit hypocritical coming from me, given the years I've spent of my life sitting around doing nothing. But it's not too late to change it. Surely Kaine should be happy I'm so motivated. For a few moments, Kaine fell silent. Then, with a sigh, he relented. All right, you have a point. I did say it'd help you, and I don't want to let you down. That'd be pretty scummy of me, and I think you've been let down enough already. Just give me some time, all right? And get the rest of my work done. I just need a few days, that's all. Right, he did mention that. That was before Luca died, though. Oh, shut up. It seems a bit careless putting things off when lives are on the line, but I guess it's easy for me to say. I don't have a job. All right, I'll give you that much, so long as you promise you won't try to talk me out of this. Believe me, I'd like to. I know you well enough, though. I know that it would be a waste of your time. You're incredibly stubborn. If anybody else had told Noah this, he would have bristled indignantly in response. There was nothing particularly complimentary about being called stubborn. Sometimes it's a nice thing to say. In this sense, it's not. But when it came from Kaine, Noah, no, he meant it as a compliment. It's kind of a diss right now. You're a little stubborn in the wrong way, I think. Where are we going? And the ensuing week passed surprisingly quickly. Kaine went to work in the mornings, leaving Noah to his own devices during the day. While Kaine worked in the office, Noah curled up on Kaine's couch or on his balcony. Kaine had been right. The view was spectacular. Flipping through Kaine's books or doodling in his sketchbook, the doodles were messy, unfinished things, owing to the years spent unable to put a pencil to paper, but they were better than doing nothing. It was easier to draw in Kaine's apartment than it had been in his own, probably because it's not a fucking mess. Maybe the change of pace had helped. Noah hadn't been able to craft anything as intricate as his paintings as he did after returning from the dreams, but he could feel his passion returning, bit by bit. Kaine finished up his work in the office and was able to get a full week's worth of vacation, just as he had promised. Noah, meanwhile, had finally mustered up the courage to call Asher. The call was clipped, perfunctory affair. Most of Noah's conversations with Asher tended to be. Asher sounded surprised that Noah had called him at all. It was almost as though he had forgotten the text he had sent him, and maybe he had. Noah had to wonder whether Asher had sent it while he had been drunk. He had never taken Asher to be the sort who drank. But he hadn't taken the Asher to be the sort to fail all his classes either. Asher didn't sound too pleased to hear Noah's voice, but he agreed to Noah's visit regardless. I guess you might as well come over. Help. There's a lot of stuff I need to sort out for the funeral. Having you around the house might be helpful. So long as you don't spend your time holed up in your room like you did after August bit the bullet. God, you were miserable back then. It was unbearable. Well, that's how it is when people die. That jerk. Asher's words were callous enough to ignite all of Noah's old feelings of resentment towards his brother. He had hoped after meeting Asher in his dream his brother might have changed. Evidently, he had been deluding himself. Kaine had been right. Expecting anything out of Asher other than vitriol would be setting himself up for disappointment. Noah inhaled deeply in an attempt to steady himself. Then his fingers curled tightly around his phone. He muttered, "Well, it's your lucky day. I don't care about Mom and Dad, so I'm not going to start bawling my eyes about them. You don't have to worry about a thing." Wow, how cold. If they were buried already, I bet her parents would be turning over in their graves hearing you say stuff like that. Were you always this brutal? I don't know, maybe I learned it from you. If only I could have learned to be the responsible. If only you could have learned to be a responsible adult from me, too. Girl, failing all your classes and getting fired and almost getting kicked out of your apartment, it does not ring responsible to me. That's funny. Yeah, exactly. That's funny coming from the guy who keeps forgetting to pay his rent. I guess Asher doesn't remember that conversation. If it brought it up right now, I bet it'd really mess him up. That's why you should do it. I would. But I'm also petty. But there's no point in antagonizing him. I haven't even seen him yet, and we're already arguing. Maybe this really was a bad idea. I would appreciate it, if you called a little earlier, like after Mom and Dad croaked. I've been trying all sorts of stuff out all on my own for the last week. You could have taken more of an interest. They were your parents, too. I didn't think you wanted me to take an interest. You've only ever treated me like a bother. Sorry, I thought it said brother. And I was like, that's the point, I fear. It's because you are. It's high time you got your act together, though. Mom and Dad aren't there to hold your hand anymore, and you can't keep hiding from the world. I'm not hiding. I said I'd come help, didn't I? Eventually, I guess. Well, it's better late than never. Just don't mess it up too much, alright? I've got enough on my plate to worry about. Sure, I'm looking forward to seeing you too, Asher. Whatever. Asher snorted. Then there was silence. Did he just hang up on me? Real mature. Noah rolled his eyes, and then he frowned. Come to think of it, I never did get to tell Kaine that he was coming with me. Oh, telling him that Kaine was coming with me. Well, whatever. I can cross that bridge when I get to it. Get ruined, Asher. Hey, pretty boy. What? Who said that? Alright, we have a busy day ahead of us tomorrow, so I've made something pretty hearty. Ooh. I hope you like... Nope, I don't know how to say that. Next. Kaine announced with a sunny smile as he plated up the food and set it down on the table. The food did look good, Noah supposed. The gratin was a hearty brown and yellow color, crispy on the top and piping hot. Kaine was a talented chef. His homemade lunches back in school had been leaps and bounds ahead for the sandwiches most other boys brought in, and yet Noah toyed with his fork distractedly. The food might have looked good and it definitely smelled good, but he wasn't hungry. You better eat that or I'm gonna get you. Kaine, noticing Noah's disinterest, frowned. What's wrong? Don't tell me you don't like potatoes. Is that what Dop? No. It's a type of It's a type of tomato. That's it. It's over. Turn off the video. We're done. It's a type of tomato. It's a type of potato. Most of this dish is potato, actually. Potato, cream, and cheese. Oh, fun. You can make most gratins with veggies too, like leeks. Just, I don't know what that is. But I figured the plain old potato one would go down better. I mean, everybody likes potatoes, right? I like them in very specific forms. You give me mashed potatoes and I'm getting mad. I don't like mashed potatoes. Their texture's disgusting to me. Potatoes are fine, I guess. I just haven't felt like very much like eating in general. Then that's all the more reason to eat. You've got to get some food in you if you want to feel your best for tomorrow. Feel my best, huh? Now that's a joke if I've ever heard one. I can't remember the last time I felt marginally alright, let alone at my best. Maybe cooking isn't Kaine's true talent after all. He should try being a comedian. Okay, you're not funny. Noah continued to nudge his food with his fork, his expression pensive. I know you're right, I guess. Wow, you're actually admitting it. I feel like this is a huge step coming from you. But I don't know if I can eat right now. I'm too busy thinking. Well, turn off that nog, dum-dum. About tomorrow. Noah nodded. I mean, we'll be going back to that place and seeing Asher. I don't think there's much to celebrate there. Well, I can't exactly blame you for being anxious, but I think it'll be nice to spend some time with you, even if circumstances aren't the best. It's been a while after all. Noah fell silent, his gaze downturned. Kaine was right about that much, at least. It really had been a while. Noah knew it was wrong to think about this trip as a holiday, particularly when the specters of numerous corpses hung over them, but at very least I should try to enjoy Kaine's company. When was the last time I hung out with him like this anyway? I can't remember. Noah ate as much of his meal as he thought he could manage, the tins of his fork scraping against his plate. Once he finished, he offered to clean the dishes. It seemed like the least he could do after everything Kaine had done for him, but Kaine refused. We have a long drive tomorrow. You should get some rest. No offense, but you look like you could use it. Offense taken. You're the one who will do all the driving. Shouldn't you be the one to rest? Well, yeah, but I'll be fine. I'm made of sturdy stuff. Implying I'm not? I'm implying nothing, though I will state that I know where all the utensils go. Wait. Do you? Got it. Well, that's what I thought. Now go and relax, have a bath or something, read a book. Ugh, I know he's trying to look out for me, but he's being a bit too sweet. Doing a few dishes is hardly backbreaking manual labor, but whatever. There's no point in arguing with him. It's not over something so minor. You guys are basically boyfriends. I'm sick and tired of your shit. Alright, if you want to do the dishes so much, knock yourself out. I won't spoil your fun. Thanks. Noah made to leave the kitchen, but paused, glancing back at Kaine from over his shoulder. I have one question, though. Yeah? Shoot. Why are you doing all this for me? Why haven't you given up on me? Why do you care so much? Why are you so determined to do all the housework? Don't tell me you really enjoy it. Not when I'm looking after myself, no, but when I'm doing it for you? Kaine smiled. That's pretty rewarding in its own right. You're gay. What? Noah glanced away. Ah! I did a little dance. This is the timeline we're aiming for. Because here's a theory, right? What if the reason that all these people are dying and all that stuff is because his mental state, like, he's so, like, stuck on this? You know how, like, manifesting kind of works? Where, like, you focus on it so much that it becomes your reality? Like, he's so angry with these people, and he has such a vendetta with them, that the dreamscape is just, like, pick, and killing them all. And one of the maybe it'll stop if we're boyfriends I'm playing. Anyways, but I don't know. At least that's half of my theory. I don't know if that's right, but it could be. It could be. That's my only hunch right now. Noah glanced away, concerned of how flushed his face felt. You're still as corny as ever. It's true though. I've not forgotten, that invitation I gave you to be your personal maid. You don't want to take me up on that offer? Even if you didn't, you'd act like my maid anyways. You've been cooking for me for years. True. All I'm really missing is the skimpy dress and the apron. Do you think I should pick one up? Maybe update my look? No thanks. You're aggravating enough as you are, without turning yourself into an eyesore. Kaine's laughter followed Noah as he entered the living area. Noah settled down on the couch with his sketchbook, doodling idly. He wasn't paying much attention to what he was sketching. I hope you drew what I think you're drawing. He drew whatever came to his head, the graphite skimming over against the page. It wasn't until a few minutes later when he had an eye sketched out, and then a nose, that Noah realized what, or rather who, he was drawing. He was drawing Kaine. I know he is. Wow, I really have been spending a lot of time in them. Ooh, gave him the wrong voice. Woo. I don't think I've ever drawn before, not even back in high school. At least I didn't give him a maid outfit. I don't think I'd be able to look him in the eye after that. Noah and Kaine passed the rest of the evening uneventfully until Kaine suggested he need sleep. Yeah, we're gonna go on this Kaine route until I die. Let's go. They better not J-he me into the sun. If you've ever seen Mystic Messenger, I better not get no J-he ending off of this. I'll be pissed. Noah decided to take his suggestion as opposed to fighting it. He was getting tired, and Kaine had been right. I'm waiting for them to switch the scene before I stop the video. He would need all of his stamina he had to face tomorrow. I know I agreed to this, but I can't say I'm looking forward to seeing Asher. Noah changed, yawning as he did, and retreating beneath the sheets. He hadn't felt too tired earlier, but he must have felt more fatigued than he had thought. His mind began to drift the moment his head brushed against the pillow. His consciousness began to unravel, his anxieties melting away, one by one, and he fell asleep. Noah's sleep was not restive, however. The moment he closed his eyes, he felt as though he was falling. Oh no. Arnor, Arnor, Nor, 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 Nor. Wind? Or was it wind? Huh? Wind or was it wind? Right. It rushed past him, tussling his hair. Noah gasped, staring upwards into the abyss. He knew this feeling. He was well acquainted with it. The unpleasant squirming in his stomach. He was falling, once again, into a dream. The only question was, whose dream is it? Noah's guts twisted themselves up like a pretzel. He felt like he was going to be sick, but he fought back the urge. He continued to fall over and over, until he wasn't. He closed his eyes, slowly squeezing them shut. Then he opened them. Disoriented, he glanced about his surroundings. He knew where he was. It was a place full of conflicting emotions, one where he had spent some of his best moments, but also some of his worst. Where? Oh. Yawn. Thought it was interesting. Okay. Soar. Click. This is where another, what's it called? Another, I'm really trying to remember what it's called. It's where they would have put another puzzle, but I turned the puzzles off because it just broke. I don't know if you remember this puzzle. It just didn't work. So, this is where they would put another one. But this is where I'm gonna stop for now. I'm liking where this is heading. Kind of. I still don't understand the murder mystery part of it whatsoever. It's obviously related to Noah. It obviously has something to do with supernatural. It obviously has something to do with his fifis towards it. Because... Wait. Dude, what if he killed August? Just a random thought that came into my head. Because if like, pretty much every person who died, because I think his mom died naturally, but everyone else who had died, he thought of them and then they died. So, like, what if the first person in this train of people was August? Wouldn't that be cray? I don't think that is right necessarily, but it would be nuts. That'd be insane. Anyways, that's it for my theories. That are probably wrong. I hope you're having so much fun, possibly more fun than I am, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!